Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things I didn't expect about college. I started school last fall at Bentley University and I love it. I think there are like 5 things I could really mention that maybe would help some of you juniors, seniors, anyone transitioning into college in the next year or so. Now, I can't guarantee that these are gonna be applicable to all. So these are just my personal experiences, and the first one I'm gonna talk about is probably only to my school, but I didn't realize that these were gonna be a requirement to go to Bentley University. I got there and winter started rolling around, you know, cold weather, and all of a sudden, these jackets come out of nowhere and everyone has the Canada, whatever, goose jacket. I was blown away. Aren't they like $1,200 or something? I don't know, but everyone has one. Everyone's got ear pods in, walking around, coolest kids ever. And I was like, wow. Sometimes when I'm in the dining hall just eating, I'll just like count the amount of people that have that jacket walking in, like almost the same exact jacket too. It's crazy. I guess that this isn't something that you all would experience, but I think the idea is that if you go to a small private school, then you'll have very trendy styles because it's such a small school and it can get a little bit cliquey. And so it's kind of like you get those styles and then everyone will wear it because everyone's kind of like grouping together to be the same. I don't know how to explain it, but if you go to like a state school or a bigger school, I'm sure this isn't gonna happen. I just find it so funny. I mean, I'm not gonna spend that much money on one, but if you do, you know, power to you. So I think that's just something to be aware of if you go to a small school, is that there'll definitely be trends that go throughout your school, whereas at a state school, it might not happen. The second thing is I didn't expect to have so much free time. I went into college thinking that I was gonna be jam-packed, like this is gonna be the hardest thing. Everyone says college is so difficult, and I got there and I'm like, what the heck? Like, how do I have so much free time? I think this is more so for freshmen because you're not so much involved in organizations or like teams or anything like that yet. I mean, I have like 5 classes and I have Fridays off. You can make your own schedule however you want it. I mean, that's something so awesome about college, is that it's super lenient. But just the amount of time that I have to just watch Netflix pretty much is insane. Like, we pay, like, the school's $68,000 and I can't believe people pay $68,000 a year to go to a school where like you barely do school. I don't know. It's not the same for everyone. I have 3 classes on Monday, 3 on Tuesday, and 1 on Wednesday and 2 on Thursday. Wednesday, I've got my 8 o'clock class. After, I've got the rest of the day. Thursday, I've got 2 classes in the afternoon. Tuesday, I've got just night classes. So my day really starts at like 3:30. And on Mondays, it's kind of like a busy spread out day. Mondays usually are. But it's just like after class, like I'm just like going to my room and I love watching Netflix, and you have so much time to hang out with friends. And I understand now how people can party so much in college because there's just so much free time. It's really all about managing your time. If you do that well, you're gonna have a lot of free time and you'll have a very organized schedule. And then on the weekends, I'm pretty much never doing homework on the weekends. It's not necessary unless there's a big exam. So this whole thing about like going to college and being like smacked and like you have no time is like, I don't believe in it. Like, your freshman year, you're not really involved in a lot, so you should pretty much have a lot of free time. And I feel like that goes for quite a lot of people. So the third thing is I didn't expect how easy it would be to avoid drugs and alcohol and partying in general. I thought that, you know, most people think that college is party central, like you don't avoid partying at college, it's just there. But I feel like any university, college, whatever you go to, you have to be dragged into it. You have to have people that bring you to it. Nobody's gonna go party alone. So it's really all about who you surround yourself with. I haven't really surrounded myself with many people that go out and party on the weekends because like I don't do that and I don't want to do that. I found that it's so easy. Like, people aren't outside my dorm like raving. It's at like frat parties or like in a certain area of each dorm. and usually it's with the upperclassmen, so there aren't huge parties happening in the freshman dorm. So for any of you out there that are worried that going to college you might fall into the trap of partying, drinking, like just being that typical American college person, then don't worry, because if you don't want to, it's not that hard to say no. It's not that hard to avoid it. All you have to do is surround yourself with people that don't, or people that respect your opinion. Yeah, and don't worry, because there are so many people that don't drink. The fourth thing that I didn't expect about college is I didn't expect my classes to be so small. So I should have known this. I mean, it's on the website of all your universities, the average amount of kids per class. I think that's extremely important when you're picking a school, is seriously look how many kids are usually in a class, because it really reflects how you're gonna do in a class. Because I feel like the reason why I've excelled in so many of my classes is because they're so small. Like there are like no more than 20-25 kids per class, whereas I know a lot of universities have classes that are like 100 plus. I think that's such a big deal when picking a college, because you want that one-on-one time with your professor. You want them to know your name, so then if anything happens, then they'll help you, like no problem, they'll know your name. And I don't know about you guys, but if you know your professor well, they definitely will have bias. If you're on like the edge of like a grade that you want, they'll boost it up for you. I mean, it's really, really important to be close and have a relationship with your professors, because they have a lot of weight at the school. They're the people that will write you letters of recommendation, that will help you with your grades, that'll be a friend. I think that's one thing that has really shaped my entire experience at college, is that I've known all my professors almost personally, and I haven't been able to just be a number in a classroom. I've actually had a name. And what's super cool about it too is you get to know the people in your class really well. And I have like group chats for my classes, because it's only 20 people, and we can like have study groups together and stuff like that. And I think that's like probably one of the coolest parts about Bentley, about going to a school that doesn't have big classes. So for the last thing I didn't expect about college, I couldn't really think of anything that really stands out. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below and I would have no problem answering them for you guys, because I don't know what you guys would exactly want to hear. But if you do have questions about college, feel free to DM me or comment below. Anything. I love talking to you guys, and I definitely love talking about college and about preparing for it and what happens during it, anything. But the last thing is that I didn't expect everyone to be so friendly and for it to be so laid back. Because going from high school to college is so different. In high school, everyone's very uptight. Everyone knows each other since kindergarten pretty much. Nobody's really open for anything new. And I feel like everyone in high school is pretty bitter that they're in that town and they've been in that town for so long. So once you arrive at college, the first week of orientation is insane. Everyone is an extrovert, and I didn't even know that was possible, but everyone's like, I'm here to make new friends. That's like the saying, you know? And people are willing to tell you their life story, are willing to do anything with you. They just want to socialize. And I was hit with that, and for me, like, I'm not good at maintaining a lot of friends at once. Like, I like to have a small friend group. So for people to be coming at me like, hi, what's your number? What's your Snapchat? I'm like, ooh, I have like 20 new people on Snapchat and I don't know who they are. I just find that so funny. So be prepared when you first arrive at school for everyone to be extremely outgoing. Yes, at home they're very nervous, but after a few days, people just blossom and they're like, woo, I got away from my parents. Yeah, that's pretty much what everyone's saying. But once that dies down and people kind of find their groups or kind of find their types of people that they want to be around, it's a really laid back community in school. It's really nice to be there, and you can just walk in your pajamas to go eat dinner, go do anything you want. And I just think it's such a cool atmosphere to be able to have everyone around you being their own person and just walking amongst each other and nobody's judging. Like, I think it's just so like high school for people in college to start to judge one another. Like, I feel like nobody gives each other weird looks. There's no cool group. Unless you're on a sports team, then you're kind of like loved. So yeah, I guess any final things about that would probably be, don't expect it to be anything like high school, because it's not. Unless you go to a state school, which is where your entire high school goes. Like for me, it's like going from high school to UMaine. Then you'll probably relive high school all over again. But if you don't go to UMaine, if you don't go to your state school where everyone else goes, then you ain't gonna live through high school again. You'll actually be able to breathe for once and not feel insanely judged and cringy every time you go to school. I feel like that's how high school was, and it sucked. But things get better, guys. Things get better. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please, if I didn't answer any of your questions, you want to know more about anything, DM me, leave comments, anything you want. I'm open for it. I don't judge. It's fine. Love you guys so much. I hope you have a great weekend, whatever you're doing, and stay tuned for my next video. Love you.